This is a former 6-time Mr. Olympia who did short but intense workouts and trained only half the time compared to most bodybuilders. But don't you need to do more in order to build muscle? Once you understand the key principles he applies, you'll see it's definitely not the case. And after doing extensive research and testing, I found 3 key things you can apply during this video to help you build more muscle in less time. They're easy, simple to do, and proven to work. I'll explain. Most guys in the gym do 6 different exercises working on one muscle. It's not to say it doesn't work, but at what cost? Instead, they could be doing just 1 to 2 exercises and still make significant gains. Now we all know what a bicep curl is, but there's a slight problem. It only works one muscle, the bicep. And it's not a bad exercise. It's only when you pair it with the right exercise do you then get maximum benefits. And this is where multi-muscle movements come into play. These work 2 or more muscle groups and joints simultaneously, allowing you to work more muscles in less time compared to other exercises. This might sound technical, but it's actually really straightforward. You can even try it right now. Start by sitting or standing upright, hands up as if you're ready to fight, fist clenched, and then extend both arms straight out and reverse. Notice how you just moved 2 joints, your elbow and your shoulder joint. Plus you activated your triceps, front shoulder, and even your chest. Another example is the Romanian deadlift, which targets your hamstrings, but also works your glutes, lower back, and core. But there's a slight downside. For example, with barbell shoulder press, this targets your shoulders, but also works your triceps, upper back, and core. This is a great exercise for not only building muscle efficiently, but also strengthening and developing your shoulders. Now this exercise alone won't make your triceps massive. You'll need to pair them with at least another hard-hitting exercise. Now before we discuss the best exercises for blowing up your arms, I need to show you one simple change that quickly exploded my results. So you've probably seen people doing weird but risky stunts at the gym, swinging, jerking, and even dropping weights. But they all have one thing in common. They only focus on lifting the weight up. And the problem is they neglect the most important phase of any lift, especially when it comes to building muscle. But when it comes to working out less, this is one of the most crucial things you need to have in place. And it's what I call working the negative. Let's try this out. Sit or stand up straight with your elbows bent at a 90-degree angle. Cross your left hand over your right wrist, keeping your left hand firm. Try to lift your right hand towards your right shoulder. This is known as the concentric phase in a bicep curl. From the top position, place your left hand underneath, keeping your left hand firm. Try to lower your right hand down towards your right thigh. This is the same as controlling the weight down in a bicep curl, which increases the time your bicep is lengthening under tension, causing micro tears in the muscle fibers. This is known as the eccentric phase. To apply this in the gym with bicep curls, lift the weight up until your hands are at the height of your shoulders, and then control the weight down to starting for 1 to 2 seconds, keeping tension in the biceps, and repeat. Now when done properly, you might not feel sore in the bicep, but each consecutive rep should feel a little harder than the last. And speaking of hard, this next and final technique is all about that. And without it, you're gonna cut your gains short. Now if you're like me, you didn't want to get that big when you first started lifting, so you stuck with the same weight and reps for a long time. But just like in life, if you keep doing the same thing, reading the same book, your mind will never expand. Now I'm not saying you need to throw 200 pounds above your head or run at 20 speed on the treadmill. In fact, it's quite simple. For example, while sitting or standing, push the balls of your feet into the ground and let your heels come up. Then lower it back to the ground. You've just done 1 rep of a calf raise. Let's say tomorrow you did 2 reps, then 3 the day after. So now you're thinking, this is too easy. Try putting your hands on your thighs to add a little weight and try for 1 rep. You've just applied what's called progressive intensity. By consistently feeding your muscles with progressively heavier loads, this forces them to grow and adapt. Now the only potential downside is progress is linear. You're not always going to be able to do 1 more rep or a slightly heavier weight than last time. Luckily, as long as you try to progress your numbers with each workout and apply the other 2 techniques, you can still expect to see promising results. But as with achieving anything big, consistency is key. Now, what are the best exercises to include in your training? My advice is to find exercises you're comfortable with based on your level of experience. Of course, if you're still a beginner, I'd recommend you focus on following a solid workout routine that hits all muscle groups for a well-rounded and balanced physique. And the easiest way to do this is to follow a simple program that lays it all out for you. Of course, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. So if you're serious about improving your body, health, and mind and want to fast-track your results, links below. But if you're in that intermediate stage and you want a full breakdown of my current workout split that's built the physique I have today, give this video a watch. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.